Welcome back everyone! And today this is going to be a little bit special, and from now on this is going to be a little bit special because the staff at the golf kindly asked me to stop hitting balls out of the range. So I kind of need to figure out some stuff in order to be able to keep hitting, because I thought there is another golf course that I can run, but actually this is the one you saw on the golf course video. But the practice range, I get out of this as well. So I guess I need to find some solution here. So just let me show you. Because here you see this set that is right here. This was where I was hitting until now. So I'm giving myself about 40 meters more in order to hit from there. And I guess that might be enough. But here's the deal. There is only one of the issue. There is another one that solution doesn't fix. Which is the fact that there is houses over there. And since I'm hitting balls, you're not very... Here we go. And since I'm hitting balls very late, generally currently it's 9 p.m, I think the neighbor are going to start getting upset and probably start complaining to the golf as well. So I've been thinking, because there is a tee of the 10th that I can actually put this mat on the tee of the 10th hole and kind of hit balls towards the practice range. That could work as well. But unfortunately, this is very close to the clubhouse, and this evening there is some people at the restaurant, and so I cannot do that. And then there is another option, which is about over there. But that's so far that if I miss one, if I don't hit one very, very good, I might not even reach the practice range. So yeah, that's kind of difficult. I need to figure out some solution, let's say, for sure. But we'll get there eventually. And yeah, at least here I know that here I don't have a distance issue. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is a bit annoying people that are on the houses over there. It's just that. But other than that, we are fine in terms of distance, I believe. Because normally when I'm hitting over there, I have 250 meters to reach the end of the practice range, which I was actually hitting. So here it's about 280 to 90 meters. So yeah, with practice range balls, I think we are safe to go here. Well, let's warm up a little and we'll move on to actual session here. I need also to be a little bit careful though, to not hit stinger down the practice on the range. Also, I forgot my kind of baguettes here. Anyway, so there is something that I've been thinking is, I don't know, because I've kind of switched doing practice range today and tomorrow the first heavy work of on the workout side. But it's not necessarily an issue, but I'm arriving to this session very fresh. And so I don't know how good or bad that is, because the issue, if there is one, is that actually I'm going to this one is going to be very high performance. I mean, as you know, the goal for this week is 115 miles per hour. I haven't hit yet, so I don't know if that's true or not. But my guess is, because I'm fresh, it's going to be easy. It's going to be very easy. But after having done the workout, then I'm going to have a big dip in speed. So I don't know if I'm more like, okay, I want to be kind of a constant fatigue level, so I have kind of the same kind of numbers that are coming up each and every week. Where here, having like one, or I'm absolutely not tired, and then the other session for the week where I'm going to be tired. I don't really know if because it's just a mess with the data. That's just what I mean. So, also something that I've been messing up a little bit is I'm I'm fatiguing myself way too much at the beginning of the week, and then I'm crashing down at the end of the week. So here I think today I'm going to chill a little, not overtrain myself, like eating 30 drive no, before the speed training, before starting using the speed stick, and then 30 ride after. And I have no clue where I'm aligned actually. I need to check that. And then 30 ball full speed after the speed stick. Okay, right on the blue chair. Actually, I am. Okay, one last, and we move on to the irons. Okay, better. And so I'm really happy about the golf course that I did, because I kind of found I don't remember if I told you about it during the weekly recap, but I kind of find some solution, just for accuracy purposes. It's not power already, but in terms of accuracy, that's not that bad. Okay, moving on to 8 iron. Well, until now I was kind of controlling my misses by trying to change a lot of things in my swing. And mainly trying to do changing a lot of the path and so on. And so, yes, I was able to control the side of where I missed, but the issue is I tend to over miss on the other side. And so on the golf course, what I did something a lot more subtle, where mainly I'm doing exactly the same swing, but at impact, I'm trying to feel my club. I'm more or less trying to control my misses with my club face rather than my swing. It's like I'm swinging my swing normally, but if I want to miss right, or at least not miss left, I really focus on getting my club face one degree angle more open than usual at impact. And if I don't want to miss right, if I don't want to miss right, I focus on getting my club face 1 degree shut compared to usual. And so that's very subtle things, but allow me to be much more consistent with my swing. I don't fuck things around and just repeat the same swing over and over. And then it's just about, okay, focus on what happened at impact. Where is the club face at impact? Which is probably the most important thing. Wow, there is a hole here. Yeah, I completely... I need to hit my iron after that, not before. Which actually is going to make me control my, at least the side, but without over missing on the other side, which is very, I think probably the most underrated thing, because you don't want to just miss every shot. You want to avoid missing on the wrong spot, but still make a good shot. Fortunately, I have my TrackMan here, because otherwise I have no clue how far I'm hitting it. On top of the fact that I don't see it, is also I have the sun kind of... and that's going to be also another issue that we are going to face. Is until now, during summer that's not going to be that big of an issue, but when we get later in the year, that's going to be. Because when I was hitting under the range here, I had the light over me. Here I don't. So when the sun goes down, I must go down as well. Okay, we're on to 6 iron. And I need to start focusing a little here. I'm talking, but I'm not focused. But I mean, this issue of distance is more or less a good problem to have, let's say. Okay, 6 iron. Let's start focusing on the technique. Set the right side, load the wrist as soon as possible. And oh, okay, so yeah, with all of that, I didn't tell you what I want to work on today. What I want to work on is the strength at the top, because now that most of the technique is in place, what I want to do is work on every part of the kinetic chain and make sure there is no weaknesses. And so now I think the backswing kind of is okay in terms of strength. I'm loading the right leg, so I'm really strong. I'm setting the wrist. Then I'm activating the right side here, activating the left side as well. So that's all of that is strong. But it's kind of like I'm losing a little bit of power. There is a weak point, I believe, at the top of my backswing and in the transition. And I believe this is the main difference that makes my head kind of move a little bit around compared to Rory's, which is not necessarily moving that much around. And so that's something I need to figure out, how to generate more force at the top of my backswing. Like this. Because every time I'm going to put a little more force, resistance at the top of the backswing, I'm going to be able to hit it a little bit further and generate more power. This one flies a lot. Actually, maybe I didn't took enough balls here. Okay, last one. Let's smash it. Retry to build as much strength as possible at the top. Yeah, I did, but I was kind of surprised on the way down. Anyway, moving on to the Firewood. The only thing that I don't really like being out there on the grass is the ground is a lot is not very hard because the grass is kind of adding some smoothing of the fall. I don't know. It's less hard. I need to work on my English vocabulary here. Okay, almost 107 on the first swing with the Firewood. So that's solid. So what I was thinking about, the fact that I might be fresh and ready to hit hard, might be actually true. I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't, but you never know. I hit the ground just before the ball. I mean, that's not that bad for hitting the ground. Yeah, I kind of have a lot of things to figure out because, yeah, I took the mat yet, but I didn't took the thing for the ball here, so I have to reach. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. 108. I mean, I'm really looking forward for the day where I'm going to be able to hit 110 with my firewood. That's going to be insane. Okay, we are averaging 108. That's interesting. Great stuff. Just might be aligned a little bit too much on the right side here. In Peru, I'm not. Yeah, should align myself a little bit more to the left. Oh, wait. That's the first day. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Well, that was one of the things I wanted to avoid. I missed the ball. It like started as a stinger, but so low that actually, I don't know if you saw, but there is a bunker over there. I hit the lip. Anyway, moving on to the driver. Yep, moving on to the driver. Okay, so what is your guess today? How much will I be able to hit? Is the 115 going to be easy or not? I think I have a fair chance of having an easy 115. And even because after the speed stick, maybe because last week we kind of hit a 119, 119.2, I believe, if I remember correctly. So maybe if that goes well, we might have a 120. I don't know. I'm not going to actually actively look for it, but if I got one, that's insane. Yeah, I'm definitely not aligned well here. Up, let's put the trackman much better right there. Yeah, much better here. There will be no issue over there. So I need to put you back in the right spot. Just right in front. Here, back. Here we go. Here we go. Nice. Maybe like no, not this. No, this. Okay. Actually, I didn't see the speed. Okay, 12.7. I mean, I guess that's the same exact thing that we got last week. Of course, I'm hooking this one. As I'm aligned left, I need to not hook it too much because otherwise I will end up in the houses. Slight fade, and we are at 114.6. Here we go, start getting somewhere. But I don't really feel comfortable here. That's slow. Okay. Maybe I'm more fatigued than I thought. That's slow, that's slow, that's slow. 115 is going to be not that easy. So I guess my worry wasn't actually founded here. At least now I'm not worried about getting out of the range. Okay, so I think I know what's going on is the first session of last week was the first day after a mesocycle, after a deload, so I was really recovered. Here, since I did a really heavy week last week, I'm not as recovered, so I think that's going to be hard. There's a question of timing here, because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to apply more force at the top of my backswing by actually, so, because since I'm not tall and or heavy, because being heavy allows you to actually hit the ball a little bit further. But not because you put more mass, it's just at the top of the swing, since you have more mass, you can resist much easier. Me, since I'm light, I need to use the force generated by the club to produce more force at the top. So I can resist harder. So until now, what I was doing is, once the club goes there, I kind of try to kind of resist as much as I can as the club is going that way, to really use that force of the club going that way to shift my weight to the left and create more resistance. But there is another force, the force of the club going that way. So what I'm trying to do here is kind of pushing also on this direction in front of me, like this, to actually help myself being even stronger and shift my weight even more. But here at the beginning, I was kind of doing both at the same time. So once I've done my takeover, I was kind of trying to do the lateral and the forward motion at the same time to create width. But it kind of difficult. It just didn't really produce good sense. So what I'm thinking is, maybe as long as the club is not behind me, I don't have really a lot of force. This is actually when the club starts getting behind me that I can pull. So I'm loading the club, then getting wide here, and once I reach the halfway point, this is really where I need to kind of draw forward to be able to shift in front. I think that's what's going on. So that's what I tried on this last one, which was a little bit better. I'm talking, but okay. Let's focus here. Track my nut level. I know. Also, that's great to put effort at the top of the backswing, but if I don't use it on the downswing, that's completely useless. So I need to use it, okay? Create force at the top, and then use it on the way down. Okay, we are getting somewhere, but 115 is clearly not on the side here. But I guess the fact that I cannot, this is a softer here, it's difficult to produce as much force into the ground. But I mean, that's a good thing. You want training to be hard, make things harder for myself. So then when I'm in the right position, in the right situation, I'm smashing it. I'm going to smash it. I'm really going to focus on the strength at the top. Here we go. Strength at the top, strength at the top. A lot of strength. A lot of strength at the top. Okay, bottle water, bottle water, bottle water. Sorry. It got out of hand. Oh. Okay, 20 more balls and then we move on to the speed stick. Strength at the top, strength at the top. Okay, strength at the top. Okay, we go. Just, I don't know if that's a fatigue or what, but that's very difficult to time. It's like, it's almost like here I've put so much force at the top that then I was surprised of how fast it went down. So I was not able to keep up. Strength at the top, strength at the top. That's it. That's all that I want. Okay, we start getting there. Now I'm getting more comfortable, more loose, and so on. Start getting to the 150s. So maybe with a nice warm up, speed stick, and so on, we might be able to do it. This one should have stayed on the range, so that's what I'm happy about. Yeah, stay on the range. But the sun goes down a little faster than I thought. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to move to 20 balls, speed stick, driver until I don't see anything. Weird sensation at the takeaway here. Yeah, that was slow, I know. Kind of tested something here. Because it's like when I'm shifting my weight and then moving that way, the issue is I try to set my wrist, but since I'm moving that way, that kind of throw my arm that way as well. So that kind of prevent my wrist from setting. So what I'm thinking is kind of trying to really set my wrist as I'm shifting my weight to the right, and then kind of moving to the left. It kind of changed a little bit the dynamic here, but I don't know. Kind of feel that I can set the wrist a lot more that way. Yeah, but that's slow. But maybe that's just because I'm not used to do it. You know what? Let's do that, but really focus on strength at the top. Strength at the top. That's it. Strength at the top. Okay, that really doesn't help. Yeah, that's just less powerful. Oh. Maybe I start also going down a little. Okay. 19, last one, and we want the speed stick. At least I would have done a short session. That's something also kind of. Yeah, but I mean, I cannot do everything at the same time, so I have to make choices at the moment. But I'm very, very, very little. I just have bad sensation with the downswing. I just don't feel anything, to be honest. That's just what it's really weird. I don't feel anything on the way down. I feel some. I don't know if that's the lack of ball hit or something. But that feel weird. That feel weird. So moving on to the speed stick anyway. So speed training. Let's go. So as you may remember, 3 swing with the light one, both face on and righty and lefty. That's the warm-up, and I do that with all the sticks. Then we have the actual speed work, and finally one last 3 swing with the green one as fast as I can. So let's do that. Really focus on the strength at the top. Okay, 125. That's not insane, but that's not that bad. Okay. There we go. 28. Okay. Yeah, I told you I'm really feeling weird stuff during the downswing here. Okay. Just okay. Anyway, this is a warm up anyway. So on to the lefty swing. Okay. And if you don't remember why lefty swing are important. Lefty swing are important because you want to strengthen both sides of your body. You want to be able to swing because it's kind of when your body starts becoming imbalanced in terms of strength. It's kind of the neural system is limiting itself by just because it feels this imbalance. Where if you feel strong on both sides, then it allows you to accelerate a lot more. Also, when you accelerate on one side, but then once you decelerate, you need kind of this braking force, which you actually work when you're working on the opposite side swing. Anyway, so moving on to the blue one. Okay. Okay, 21. Okay, that's slow, that's slow, that's slow. Yeah, there is an issue with the timing at the top. I don't like it. One more. But maybe the red is going to unlock some stuff here. Because here it's difficult to feel strength at the top. Now, I feel... Yeah, we'll get there. Okay, red one. So this one is going to allow me to understand better a little bit. I don't know. No, I'm not resisting at the top. That's insane. The only way I feel that it works is kind of when I let it go. Maybe I should. Okay, that makes more sense. What I did here is kind of, okay, I'm loading, setting the club here. Then I really try to kind of keep the lag not set, almost unsetting the lag as much as possible, instead of letting it fall. That way I kind of push against the shaft, as the shaft tries to sail, and push against it, which allows me to kind of, it seems, create more force. Also, it's doing something very important when it comes to speed. It's kind of staying wide at the top to then accelerate. Let's see if I can make it happen again. Sure. Okay, we have two 115 in a row with the blue, the red. That's interesting. That's very, very promising here. And what is promising as well is it feels more, it feels stronger. Just feels stronger. Okay, let's see if that actually works. Now with the green one. And I feel it. I feel that deep-ish, that deep fatigue here already. It's not that I'm tired. I can go on. It's not the point. It's just I feel that the strength work, which I believe start getting to me on deeper level because every lift that I'm doing are so heavy that my nervous system struggle to recover. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that after. I need to stay focused here. Now this is all out swing. Okay. So, while you stay wide at the top to really use that strength. Oh, okay, exact same speed. Okay. Okay. I think I can do better. We'll see at the last round. But okay, it's a little bit better. Also, that's more consistent. That's what I like. It's more consistent. Let's go. Okay. You're kidding me. Almost exact same number. Okay. That's fine to stay wide, but then it's kind of, okay, I'm building wide and then I'm building the lag. So create resistance while staying wide, and then it's about really building the lag and accelerating faster through impact. Okay, anyway. And the reason I know this is fatigue issue is because the spread between the green one and the red is kind of small. And when I was doing that last year and so on, when I was really training hard with a speed stick, I had like a massive gap. I remember that my max with the red was kind of 120, and my max with the green was 134. So I have kind of 15 difference. Where here I'm almost having like, yeah, not maybe almost the same. I don't know. Here this is more about strength than anything else. I feel that there is not a good response at the top. There is a weak point at the top. Okay. Okay. I really need to wait to have the pressure on the ground before moving. There we go. It's really that. See, you stay wide, then you start pushing to the ground while staying wide, and then once you really have pushing to the ground, then you can accelerate with the upper body. Okay, 16.5, not that bad. Now, one last round with the green one. So stay wide, you push, and then you can accelerate, okay? Really delaying that shit. Okay, I think I can go faster than that. There we go. Yeah, that's really need to wait, push, and boom, accelerate. Okay, one last. Let's try to break 130 here. Oh, almost. Almost 129.9. Okay. Okay, now let's move on to the actual speed session. Might I remind you that we are going for 115 average. So the goal is mainly 116 per balls here that I'm going for, to make sure that we are hitting that 115 average, but yeah, that's going to be difficult. Let's not kill ourselves. But if I can apply what I've just realized here, how to create force, waiting, really pushing to the ground, and before actually accelerating with the upper body, being more patient at the top. There we go. And see, when you are training with a split stick, if you don't focus on technique, you just do it. Even with a red stick, you can get higher than the driver. But since here I'm really trying to apply the same technique that I'm having with a split stick with my driver and vice versa, this is really just about a question of weight. And this driver is just in between the red stick and the blue stick. So the fact that I'm kind of in between in terms of speed kind of makes sense. Okay. So it seems that, yeah, when I am able to kind of really use that left leg aggressively, then I can. Oh, and now I'm thinking about something that I've been putting off for a while now. See, there is this left leg that's applying force to the ground, but then this is kind of you're transferring that to the right shoulder and right arm. And here I was just focusing on the left leg, but not my right shoulder, right arm. So let's try to apply that force with the left leg, but then transfer the energy to my right arm and see how that goes. First of all, I maintained a lot more the lag. Okay, it doesn't really transfer more in terms of speed since I think I focus less on the left leg, therefore I put less pressure on my left leg just to be able to transfer the energy. But I guess if I keep doing it, as I'm ramping up the energy with my left leg, maybe I'm going to be able to pull off the Okay, so we are able to kind of not cruise at 160 because I kind of need to put a little bit of effort here. But we are in the 116 range, so we can do it. We can do it. 20 balls, 116 will be already a huge achievement. Yeah. Strong at the top, push that left leg and go. Miss the center of the face here. And that's a 115.5. Okay, we need to be careful here. Just I don't feel the same strength. I need to kind of I would like to kind of feel a lot more width at the top, so I can then collapse it and accelerate it. Which at the moment I don't feeling it that much. Yeah, Tracy, I got you. I'm not pro level and trajectory and precision, I know, because it's not the focus here. Okay. Little hooky, this one. yeah, definitively light is becoming an issue here. Because maybe you see me well, but it's not that. It starts getting dark. So let's try to get wide and then narrow as fast as possible. It just, I have an issue of timing here. Because then I start accelerating before I can actually push into the ground. So, okay, so well, that's much faster. But I think I can get faster than that. It just, I don't know, maybe that. So. So definitively, it's kind of hit, staying wide, then accelerate by closing, by collapsing everything. Yeah, it's difficult to time. That's fast, but that's very difficult to time. Okay, so we probably will be able to manage the 116 average for the session to make sure that we are above the one. Because that's always that. Is if the hard limit is 115, I want to have some cushion, making sure, and maybe as well because I'm fresh and I'm going to get tired with the gym session and so on. Maybe I'm going to struggle just to get above 115 at some point. And so I need one session very above 115 to kind of compensate for that if that happens at some point. So I feel that I can accelerate more, just haven't figured it out yet. That's felt better. Is it faster though? It's not. It's okay. It felt okay. Also, it felt much more in control as well. Okay. And we are getting closer and closer to 180 ball speed also. That's something to pay attention to. So wide and then really narrow. Wide, narrow, wide, narrow. Okay, we're almost at 117. We're high 116. That's what I want to say. We're high 116, so that's not bad. I need to figure out the little thing here that will push me over 117. And if I can manage 117, means that because next week the goal is 116. But that means I'm gonna have to try to go for 117 average for the session. Well, that's going to be another kind of fun thing to do here. Okay, that felt fast. Yeah, because it felt that I had a good dynamic. Yeah, it wasn't really well struck. But it felt that I was wide at the top, and then I kind of went down at the right exact time. Yeah, this one as well. Felt a little fast, a little slower, but the dynamic felt really good. Let's drink a little bit of water. That's all right? Okay. Okay. So, only thing I think I can do to actually get any faster than that is on the way through, really pulling things on the way through really fast. But I need to time all of that. That's going to be hard, but let's try. Okay, yeah, that's really hard to kind of time it. Okay, I'm right on the edge of the range here. Okay, I don't know. Is it how it's spelled? The kind of cabin here where I was eating. Is it the range? I don't know. I don't know how it's called. Anyway, okay, let's try. We have, okay, 4 more balls and we are set. 4 more balls. Okay. Oh, fuck it. Yeah, he just completely missed it. 4 more balls. I mean, we didn't see a 119. Maybe because I'm a little bit tired, but at least we got a 118. Actually, let's try just to accelerate as fast as possible. Doesn't matter if I miss the ball or not. Doesn't matter. I didn't really push into. Okay, that's still a 119 though. But what was funny on this one is kind of I didn't push that hard into the ground because I need to accelerate really fast. But yeah, less. I mean, that's always a ratio of force between speed. If you want to have high club head speed and high accuracy, you need a lot of force. Raw speed isn't really accurate. Like this one, I generate massive speed, but since I wasn't using a lot of force, it kind of got out of hand here. Let's try to do the same here, but with a little bit more force. So being a little bit more patient, waiting for me to push into the ground before I'm accelerating as fast as I can. Yeah, but then this is slow. I'm not able to accelerate as fast as I want. This force is slow. Interesting. So maybe this is not a question of force anymore. Yeah, but that's really difficult to kind of get any accuracy doing that. Any accuracy at all. Okay, we are at 20 balls. Might want to continue though. So we successfully managed to